I have to reconnect this like every 3 streams for some reason. Oh, there we go. We're live.
Said, I am almost done with my 93 Festiva. We put a lift kit on, Aspire brakes. Dragon Healer said, good evening.
Good evening, and welcome. Jeff, howdy. Oh, actually, you know what, Jeff? I just shipped a huge box full of stuff for you today. Yeah, so get excited. You're getting a bunch of crap in the mail. I'll put your dash up here for a second. That's fine. Okay, y'all may notice right away that my thread's cut off.
Said,
I'm gonna stand over here.
Awesome.
Nope, still not in frame. Fantastic. And also, the e-brake's not strong enough to hold me. Just gonna take a seat on the floor right here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you might notice the camera's in a different spot than normal. We are now in the back of the garage, facing the front in the corner over here, because there it is. There's JDMSTIVA V2, my baby. It's here. We're working on it finally for real. Just off screen, you can see the clamped in hands of Steven. We are going to do some transmission stuff tonight because V2 is getting some cool transmission stuff done. A cool trick we're doing, maybe some crazy stuff, but before we decide exactly how we're going to do all this crazy stuff, we have to take some transmissions apart, see what makes these tick internally, because we have a whole lot of different G-series transmissions out here. But this weekend, next weekend, basically the rest of the year, all the way up until the end of December, basically, we are going to be doing a ton of live streaming on this build, because there's a lot of really cool stuff happening for this build. This has been, oh my god, when did we build that engine? Was it 7 years ago now?
At least.
Because I lived here 5.
2014 is when we both joined the forum. That's when I started doing it before I met you in person. So
yeah, so the engine for this build I built, put together, I guess assembled, more than 6 years ago now. So this has been a long time coming. I've been collecting parts for years. I've been collecting parts up till yesterday. I'm collecting parts even now. I'm still waiting for stuff to get here. It's going to be a very intense, very awesome build. A lot of you caught the stream where we did the E85 pump conversion. That's all part of this build because it's going to be a full E85 build. A big turbo. Big turbo.
big for us.
Custom intake work, drive-by-wire, custom ECU, AN lines all the way around, entire custom wiring harness, custom dash, like custom gauge cluster, all digital, custom gauges, all the interiors fully customized, custom seat work, like everything about this thing's getting touched while still being a Festiva. This thing ran and drove great on its B3. It has coilovers, reel rack, 15x7 wheels, absolutely minty fitment, all that good stuff. It's had that for a long time, but I decided if I didn't stop driving it, I would never take it apart and swap it. So it's been parked for 4 years, the engine taken out, so I would quit driving it around. So now it's time to build it. And we're going to start today with transmission stuff because we recently collected some very cool transmissions. As you might have saw in the other stream today, we pulled a 6-speed out of the Ford Fusion. The goal for that transmission was to stick it in my Mazda Protege wagon, which is KL V6 swapped. However, upon further review, me and Steven realized that physically, as long as the differential can be swapped over, you could fit a 6-speed in a small G case, and I could have the world's first 6-speed Festiva, potentially. And I already have to customize my transmission anyway because I am doing a custom trigger setup, where the flywheel is actually going to be my crank trigger. So we need to modify the case to fit the crank sensor for the ECU so I can have full sequential ignition and fueling, yada yada. We'll get over more of that over on the table. But so I don't have to keep sitting on the floor, I'm going to adjust the camera some so you can see me and Steven, and we're just going to, you guys are going to come on an adventure, a journey of exploration and discovery, learning with us, because we don't really know much about the 6-speed swap. Nobody does. This is like the
2 people in the world.
Yeah, I think 2 people, as far as I know, have ever done a 6-speed swap on a early gen Mazda in the first place, let alone into a cable G transmission, let alone with a smaller diff. None of this might work. We don't know. We're learning today. This will be the first time anybody's tried this. So I'm gonna kick the camera over a little bit, back to where I had it. Oh, I smell gear fluid.
Oh yeah, it's running.
I'm gonna post that picture on the page so everybody knows there's a surprise live stream happening. Yeah, that's nasty.
So just looking at it now, sitting here, it looks like the same height as the Big G, like barely any
really
difference.
does. I would even venture to say that from the actual point, without the end cap,
the center
it's
case is shorter for sure.
That's very cool.
So it might be able to be mounted for a Festiva then if it, as long as a small diff case will fit in there.
We will find out.
Good thing you took a picture of that sticker. That sticker got wrecked somehow.
I figured it might. I figured we could probably recreate it. So.
Oh yeah, easily. You know,
All right.
there's this company that does Festiva stickers that might be able to help you out.
Yeah, I heard they can print really cool ones like that. Should I get some more rags?
Oh yeah, yeah. Just enough to make some dams around it so it doesn't.
Here's some that already have some mild amount of ATF soaking in them.
Fur said, "How did you get into Festivus?"
So my first car was a V8 LT1 swapped first gen S10 from a Corvette. So it was like a 300 horsepower four-wheel drive square body S10 that my dad built when I was like 8 months old. When I was 15, he said if I fix it, I could have it. So I was driving 100 miles a day in the middle of Illinois, getting 12 miles per gallon. So I was trying to find something that saved gas. I was between a Metro and a Festiva, and I think the Festiva looked cooler. It's got those boxy fender flares. So I bought basically the shittiest Festiva on earth, modified it like an old Bo Suzuka Ricer, found the forums, found out people in there were really cool. It's a great community of folks. Then I saw that you could like turn them into race cars, which I thought was crazy. No way I'd ever be able to afford something like that, but it sounded really cool. And then I read like every thread in the forum, top to bottom. I probably read 3,000 threads. I could spend 4 hours a day at work just reading the forums. And I just kind of took over. I became moderator of the Facebook page shortly after, and then admin of the forums, and then admin of the Facebook group, and then took over the Festiva store, and now I'm the dude. I guess it's just what happened.
It's kind of crazy how similar our stories are. Mine wasn't an LT1 swap, S10. Mine was a 84 Bronco 2. And I was looking for a Metro. I couldn't find one. Then someone posted a Festiva for sale for $600, and I was like, close enough. And then, the car burnt down 2 days after I bought it. Then I went to a dealership to pay for a bill for my dad, and they just happened to have one in trade-in. So I bought it on the spot, and then the rest is just history. I've owned like 10 other ones since then. And then somehow I ended up being a moderator too, because of Will.
Yeah. Actually, I started recording a video all about my Festiva story, talking about JDMSTIVA V1, which was my first Festiva, and how that ended up turning into V2. And then the SD card died halfway through. I talked to the camera for 27 minutes, and of that 27 minutes, the camera recorded 4. And I was very upset that I just talked for 22 minutes to nothing. I didn't redo it. So someday I probably will, but I'm sure we talked a lot about that on stream today. I did get the mesh sideways. If you get it's just like an 80 degree from the the Festiva one's like almost 80.
So they're definitely different gear ratios.
Yeah.
Because they would mesh straight if they weren't.
Right.
Yeah, it won't mesh straight either way. So. But
well, no, it won't necessarily mesh straight if they're.
Oh yeah, no, that's right, because it'd be like this.
Right.
But it won't. It'll mesh like 40.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not right. But these are removable, so you can swap them out.
Brad said, "Who is that? And how does it look so clean?"
I guess wearing a white shirt also helps me look cleaner.
Well, you have your jacket on the picture, but I think your fresh cuts
said,
good.
"My first car was an '86 Mustang SVO. My second car was a Festiva out of the reeking yard.
Hell yeah. Oh, this is gonna smell for weeks.
So I got most of the tools we should need set up. Made it look kind of nice-ish.
Alright. We need a G to take apart too. A cable G.
Oh,
We want to share the diff swap.
oh, we can just use the case then for that.
Well, we gotta take one apart anyway for the to take the
Oh, yeah,
shell,
yeah.
right?
So I guess this dealer's choice. Find one that's
Yeah,
not.
that one's the cleanest, I think, and that's a very rough definition of clean.
Well, if we're taking it apart for me to take well with a sensor mount on, we can just sandblast or something.
Do you have a blaster already?
I have one for my pressure washer.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was okay.
No, I think it works great. You gotta have your media dry, which is kind of super hard with the pressure washer.
Right. I might see if one of the powder coat guys will do it.
I mean, I gotta clean it anyways to weld to it. So full of fluid.
No, just rusty.
No.
Not like terribly rusty, but more annoying than I wanted. I can't have anything nice. It's funny, this one's actually very clean on the outside and rusty on the inside, as far as I can tell.
Hey, look, there's a stream going down. I should
Okay, now that I've broken my spine, let's take a second and talk about what exactly we have here.
Dude, you're like a quarter-inch taller on the 6 speed. It's the same as the big G.
Yeah. And we have to clean up the frame rail either way.
Yeah, what's another couple extra hammer hits?
Right. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. This is a 5-speed cable G, and we're calling it cable because the clutch.
And
Oh
it has
god.
ATF. Yep. OG food.
Anyway, we call it a cable G because the clutch is operated by a big cable, just like a Festiva. So there's a big cable arm here. It is rod shifted, cable actuated. Back behind it, this is from a B6T. So in the US, this would be Capri XR2 or 323 GT. Those are the only two vehicles you can get a cable G from. Both B6T cars. 26 spline differential. Behind it is what I like to call a big G. That just means it's 28 spline diff, so slightly bigger axles. These are hydraulic, so this one is hydraulic operated clutch, still rod shifted. This was used in a ton of cars. The early ones would be like Escort GT, which is BP, so any BP powered car would have big G. The Mazda Protege 323, Tracer LTS, and then as you get later on in life, later Mazdas, in this case this is from a Protege 5, so this is from an FSDE 2-liter Mazda engine. Internally it should be basically identical. The gear set, the gear ratios, from this trans, they're both 5-speed G-Series base. The difference is the case is a bit bigger to fit that different diff in it, and it's hydraulic. Otherwise, should be nearly identical inside. We'll see. We'll prove that here shortly. Over here, we have what we talked about on the last stream. This is a 6-speed G-Series from a Ford Fusion, of all things. Rumor has it that you can take this gear set, swapping out this end cap, and make it all fit into the big G case, like in a Protege, which is cool because I have a big G in my Protege. Not this trans though, it's on a KL, different bell housing pattern, but again, same internally. So the idea is that we can modify this so I can have a 6-speed front-wheel drive V6 powered Mazda wagon. However, when we were talking about this, we realized as long as a diff can be used with either gear set, we can in theory make a 6-speed cable-operated, rod-shifted front-wheel drive G-Series that fits on a B-Series Mazda, B6T, BP, etc. in the Festiva. The real issue is we can't use a big G because there's no axles that fit very well for a big G without doing some weird conversion stuff. And we can't make the trans too big because this is already too big for a Festiva. You have to clearance the frame rail a bit to fit this. But Now that we're looking at it, it appears we only need about a 1/4 inch extra to fit the end cap from the 6-speed, which would be awesome. So in theory, if I can find another one of these, because they're very hard to find.
Extremely hard. It took me like a month.
Yeah, and I found another one maybe all the way out in Kansas. I'm really thinking about driving out there just for that. So, but this is all theoretical. Who knows? Maybe the diffs aren't actually compatible. Maybe the inside is actually a little bit too different. But let's find out today. Because at any rate, I need to open my standard G series because I'm running a custom crank trigger. So the Kia Rio 2001-2005 uses the Kia A5D or A6D, which is a Kia modified version of the B6D, which I actually, there's one right here, right behind the camera. So this is a Kia A6D. The block bottom end might look very familiar right here because this is just a Mazda B series with a slightly revised casting and a much different head. What these did is they have a tone wheel, or trigger wheel, on the flywheel. The transmission has a big sensor inside that reads that tone wheel.
It's almost like we have one right here.
Ta-da! So you can see on this face, there's your teeth for your starter, and then this other shiny spot, those are the tone teeth. So there's a 64 minus 2?
60 minus 2.
60 minus 2, so 60 teeth with a blank space here. That way the ECU knows where the crank is relative to the rest of the engine. However, it does not use the right size disc for a front-wheel drive G series. This is a disc technically for an F series because the Rio transmission is an FG hybrid. So after much digging and research, I found that the first gen NA 1.6 Mazda Miata clutch disc is the correct outer diameter and 22 spline inner that fits on a front-wheel drive G series. And then if you use a stage 2 pressure plate from a second gen Miata, that has the right diameter to press against that plate, the right thickness to fit that disc, and still bolts to the Rio flywheel. So all of this combined, I have what amounts to basically an F series grade stage 2 clutch pressure plate, a Miata clutch disc, first gen, Kia Rio flywheel. This one's brand new OEM from Hyundai. That with a standard G series cable case, and it all should work together. However, we need to drill a hole into the case to mount the sensor that reads this wheel. There is no flat spot for this. This case was never intended to have a sensor like that installed. So what we need to do is measure some offsets, find a good spot in the trans, drill a hole, probably put a bung in it because the sensor's going to be too long to mount to the edge and it wouldn't seal. So we'll probably have to drill a hole, find a nice spacer tube, have it machined down to fit that face, then TIG weld it in place. To do all that, ideally, we should take this apart so that we're only drilling this outer bell housing shell and not having the heat affect any of the interior shims or the seals inside. So since we have to take this apart anyway, to do that for this car, we should play around with the 6-speed gears and play around with the big diff, see how much of this is cross-compatible while they're all apart. Make a big mess and then clean it up for tomorrow. So that's what we're doing today. We're going on a journey of discovery. We're about to learn a lot about the G series. Front-wheel drive transmissions ranging from the earliest cable Gs all the way up to the last G6Ms from Mazda. So yeah, where should we start? Oh god. I guess the easy thing to do is take end caps off, right?
Yeah. That should be relatively quick, just a bunch of 10s. I did forget an extension, which I think I probably use. Just a little 3-inch should do it.
Yep. So that if we end up like pulling gears out, it's just stripping everywhere, we can set parts in these bad boys.
Good thing it was empty.
It fell off pretty quick.
Pulled the exciting one off first. Because. Am I close?
You were on it.
Just 2, right?
Yeah. Now, we theorized that the 6-speed may actually be physically stronger than the 5-speed because it has these additional end cap bearings that help avoid some flex shaft along with much more rigid cast aluminum end cap compared to these steel ones that don't have bearings in them at all.
super loose press fit. You can see how the whole thing spun at one point. Like not enough to do any damage, but you can just see the slight striations in it.
Mm-hmm. Both of them.
Interesting. Could just toss that in the end case because we're gonna have to like.
You can
clean
just bend them
everything.
and put new bolts in it.
Okay.
Now this one's never been opened.
That's the last one I can get. I don't think I can. Up. Somewhere. Got it?
I almost dropped that right to the axle.
Oh, this one's not all the way out. It is now.
This end cap is like totally in shape.
They all line up.
Yeah,
It's a good sign it's actually a G series.
yeah, and compatible. It's pretty cool.
I wonder if just having the end cap on a regular G would strengthen any.
I don't think like this area flexes, but I mean,
Well,
I'm sure
it's-
it does a little.
Wonder if you could add these bearings to the end of a regular G.
I think the shaft's longer physically.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Like a good half-inch longer.
All right, and the F series is the big G is the weird indent. So wait, having the it just tucks in dummy close. No, it's definitely different.
Because the old G5 has synchronized reverse.
Makes sense. Wait, so where is reverse in this case?
The reverse is actually down here. This is just so reverse gear has a synchronizer.
So it's synchro only.
Yeah, that's why the gears are so tiny, because it's literally just a synchronized reverse.
That makes more sense.
And that's why it has the weirder case, because it doesn't have the extra gears.
Right. It's funny that they decided they needed to delete the extra space.
I mean, it really wasn't necessary to begin with. Who really needs synchronized reverse?
Especially, like, this trans would have started production like 85.
I did not grab the
Big
the
socket.
big sockets. Yeah, I didn't. That's so weird. Like, there's no spacer at all in that one. It's just so tiny.
Yeah.
I've never had a newer G series case apart.
Nor have I.
I'll get these out of the way till I need them. Take up a lot.
I wonder how close some of these studs are to the old G case too.
I don't see why I wouldn't. You could use them probably. Oh, you mean like stud locations?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
Not
like
even
the 6
close.
speed's definitely different.
yeah, not even close.
It's not?
Maybe this one.
Yeah, no, I think that one and these two.
Oh, I was looking at this one. This one doesn't even have any.
Yeah, that's
Said.
the optional one.
Goddamn, Brace wearing a white shirt, my dude.
Yeah, the bold move. 32?
This one's a little smaller than whatever the hell size this was.
30.
So I need 28, 29,
I got 27.
27.
Make
Make
it
it
work.
work. Not even close.
Alright, okay, you know what? Yeah, I have some 6-point chrome geeks. I haven't seen like the 29 and stuff in a long time.
I mean, they'll work. Maybe. You want to replace the nuts anyways.
At 1 inch, which I don't think is gonna be enough. Yep, you gotta make do.
Grab the big impact while you're over there, because
Yep.
I also didn't bring it. Let's start with the transmission. It doesn't matter if we break it.
Well, I mean, I didn't save it for a reason, but matters less.
Oh, they're the same size in this one. That's handy. Are we saving any of these?
Yeah, because I don't have new ones.
Let's more centralize this.
I wish I had that fancy camera now. That way, when we start losing parts, I can go back and review the footage and see what parts I lost.
We probably could just move that camera directly above us, do a top down.
I thought about it. Well, actually, you know what? The field of view might be good enough to do that.
Can I have this pen? Mine is still missing this pen.
1 second. See if I got more real quick.
Well, the universal ones aren't quite the right size. They're also not as thick or springy. So what's these ones over here that looks used already? Those might be from something we've done. They're looking pretty right. I mean, they're the same length and everything.
Yeah.
Grab the slightly thicker boy. Yeah.
This is probably your kit. So
It definitely is. I've left so much shit over here. Okay, I'll take this one. Just toss it in my pocket so I can finally get my G back together.
yeah, good luck remembering that.
The dryer will find it.
I couldn't find that iFixit screwdriver today. Like I had everything except one bit and the actual bit driver from the kit. I was like, oh, where is that? So I was thinking,
Oh no.
Jimmy Neutron style, like trying to drain blast. Like, oh, I put it in a pants pocket all the way down to talk to the guy whose headlights I'm building. I'm like, oh, that was like 8 days ago. Shit. So I started looking through all the laundry, and I remembered I had shorts on when we went to go do the transmission in Michigan.
This G uses a different style of synchro. That is not like any of the other G synchros.
Now I'm wondering if that kit I bought uses that style or the old style.
Because the old style doesn't have these little tangs on it.
Yeah. But now I gotta open this kit.
I mean, I'm sure it'll work. This might just be to help with alignment or wear or something. This synchro's still minty though, so even if it doesn't, you could use this.
I remember I packed those extra shorts for our trip to Michigan. So in my bag, in the shorts, the screwdriver was still there. It worked out. I got lucky.
I mean, if you want to do a 5th gear swap, like everybody should, that's what you're replacing.
Yeah, and if you want to, Festiva store, not listed, we have top secret, 0.68 ratio gears. The lowest gear you can possibly get. Brand new. OEM.
I still want a set, but I'm too broke for that. I know the price of them.
Worth it.
They're totally worth it if you have the money for them.
I'm sure I'll have them for a long time though.
I mean, you literally got the last ones in the world. I mean, that you know of, that you can find. Oh, nice.
I see thanks.
I do see brand new bearings that we should probably use. Probably use all the parts we can from that.
Damn, Steven, I just got this.
It's just 5th gear. Who needs synchronized 5th gear anyways? You're not racing into it. Well, Joe is.
I say this. I actually thought about that when I was looking at doing the 5th gear swap. I was like, I don't know if I actually want a 5th gear swap this or not, because the stock 5th, actually, you can make power in it and like actually pull to 130 or something absurd.
Then you see Joe is obliterating 5th gear.
Yeah.
You got the baby impact? There it is.
Okay. Let me see if I can find this again.
Said, what was wrong with the transmissions?
Nothing. Oh, you missed like the whole speech.
Yeah. We went over like the entire premise.
So to give a recap, this is a cable shifted standard G series from B6T Capri. This is a big G 28 spline from a Protege 5, so FSDE style 28 spline diff. This is legendary G6M. So this is a 6-speed G series.
I wouldn't call it legendary because no one knows about it.
Infamous,
And maybe.
rare as hell. the unicorn transmission. Anyway, this is a 6-speed G. I know that I can convert the big G into a 6-speed G with very minor modifications.
WTF, they come in 6.
Yeah, but it's super rare. They're almost impossible to get.
Like,
they're expensive.
the point of rarity, it took me a month to find it, like constantly searching.
Yeah, and when
And I
they come
just
out,
barely found
they're
it.
usually like $1,200. But yes, this is a legit Mazda G6M. I'll have more information on it as I go here, but we know that this can technically fit in this, and I can make my KL Protege 5 a 6-speed. However, we think, depending on the diff sizes, we can make it work on a Festiva. I could have the world's first 6-speed Festiva,
I'm almost certain it will, looking at it.
but we're gonna find out. But I need to take apart this one anyway because I am running a Kia Rio, a very custom setup. This is a Kia Rio flywheel with a tone ring, plus a Miata disc and a 323 F Series Stage 2 pressure plate. All this combines with my crank trigger setup. So I need to make our sensor. I need to TIG weld a custom bracket onto this so we can put a sensor through it to sense that tone wheel, so I can do full sequential on V2. So we figured while we're taking it apart, we should take apart all of them, see what's different in all these G's, what's comparable, what's compatible, and go from there. And if we're going to use this, I need to buy another one.
Yeah.
If I can find one. Standard gear. 77959.
How many miles did the FS have on it before it threw a rod?
195,000.
Really? This transmission's really decent inside for that many miles.
Somebody took care of it.
Well, besides, you
What
can't really
the
take care of it.
Fuck. Jag wants $256. That is not what I paid for this.
What'd you pay for it?
I want to say like 70.
Oh. Well, it's probably new old stock or something.
This item's only available.
Said. What transmission was used within a 323 1.6 SoC? IMEX.
That was an F series.
Said.
If it,
What was the gear set you just got? You said it was equally as rare.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's two different things that are very rare we're talking about today. Rare thing number one is this whole transmission. This is a 6-speed G series.
Said.
Oh, hang on.
I mean, I suppose work with what you have, but why not go with the Toyota and this shift fake sequential?
Because this bolts in, the Toyota transmission does not.
plus, you pretty much have to do a tube front end for the Toyota Trans. It's so big.
It's massive. You have to have the adapter plate. You have to make a custom shifter and stuff. All the guts from this should bolt right into this case. So I can just go right back to having a standard rod shift, normal case B6T, standard clutch and flywheel, no adapter plates, no nothing. And since Steven's very sneaky and found this, I paid less for this than the adapter plate cost.
Yeah.
So this is way better.
Like, I literally searched for a month to
Said.
get this for him.
Gotcha.
Yes. Okay, what was the gear set you guys got equally as rare? Yeah, so this transmission entirely is rare, but I also have the 5th gear swap, which is the same as the 6th gear in this. But point is, the final gear, the last gear in any of these transmissions is comparable. The stock one is like 7:4:7 ratio. Back in the old days, you could go find the MX6 and find the rare 7:1:7 gear ratio, so you'd have much lower highway RPMs in 5th/6th. I have imported brand new old stock Mazda diesel 5th gears that swap right in. They are 0.68 ratio, so it's like an insanely tall gear, so you can drop revs a ton on the highway. It's a really cool gear set. I think I have 7 of those left. It's brand new from Mazda.
If you've ever done a G series swap in a Festiva, it's like 4,000 RPM on the highway. It's horrible.
Yeah, when you're doing 80. So this will drop you down to like 3,100. It's a huge drop. What transmission was used in a 323 1.6 Super Cam, Jeff? That would be an F series. The early ones would be cable F series. Later ones would be hydraulic F series. So basically, Mazda transmissions go E, F, G, basically for us. The E series, that's what's in the Festiva from the stock. That was only used in the Festiva and the Aspire in the US. Nothing else used in E series. The F series is one step up.
That's a whole different discussion. But other things did use the E series internally. Oh, no, I'm thinking F series. I'm thinking of
The auto and the Easy
auto.
Go.
Yep, the auto.
Yeah, that's F.
Okay, yeah.
The F series is not a good upgrade because they're not much stronger than E series, and you have the worst final drive ratio. So for any Mazda front wheel drive transmission, your final drive ratio and your differential isn't really dependent on the car; it's dependent on the tire size. And since Festiva use tiny tires, we have a very tall final drive. Every transmission up you go, has a bigger and bigger wheel, and that makes our final drive worse. That's why the G Series has you going at 4,000 RPM in fifth, because that final drive is pretty big, because it's meant for a big car, big tire. So the F Series has a bigger diff, not much stronger gears. Most of them that are easy to get are hydraulic, like the base model Capri, the 1.6 dual cam Capri, those have hydraulic F Series. The 323 is all F Series. The early ones are cable, but you have F Series requires custom mounts to make them fit, and then you have not great gear ratio, final drive, and they're not much stronger, so it's not really worth using. The G Series is way stronger comparatively, and you have to make custom mounts, but it's worth the work to get the strong trans. So yeah, so for the most part, we don't bother with F Series stuff. The big difference, or notable exception, is the Kia Rio we were talking about earlier. That engine had. That's what this tone wheel's from. Is a Rio trans. The Rio is like an F Series with a G type case and a G Series size differential. So it uses G sized axles, F size gearing, slightly stronger case. So that's an F Series that's worth using, and it's also cable operated. So you can drop it into a Festiva with a cable and not have to worry about doing either a cable conversion to the trans or doing a hydraulic conversion to your Festiva, which sounds awful. I hate hydraulic transmissions.
The final drive's still rough on the Rio, but it's available.
Yeah, and a little better because the Rio uses fairly small tires.
If you wanted to lift Festiva a little bit, you could technically fit Rio tires on a Festiva, but not worth it.
Criminal. I can't believe this kit is $200. That's not what I paid.
I mean, honestly, that's not
The
that
fact that it's still
bad.
available is nice, but
On. Said, I love my Rio trans in the race car.
yeah, I think Joe runs one, you run one, and I think somebody else runs one in like actual track duty, and it does pretty good.
I think John wants one or is going to run one or something.
John wants, what John really wants is a B1 transmission for that wild final drive ratio.
I mean, I'm sure we could source someone if he wants to pay for it.
I can source him one. I have the line on one. I just don't know if he wants to pay for it because it's not cheap.
Could you have him just ship the diff? Just diff swap his?
I thought about it.
Get the output.
I do
check.
wonder if like fifth is different.
I can't see them making a separate fifth just for their lowest priced car. Well, not lowest price, but lowest tier, you know. Am I missing any more? Since
Okay,
over there?
different brand has it for 138.
It's a little better.
All right, I'll just leave this tab open and look at that later.
Okay, no, I think that's all of them.
What's this thing?
Looking for something?
I was thinking we should get a pan for each trans.
Yeah. So you need one more.
I just bought more from Dollar Tree too. That different size? Those last two?
No. That's where that fake mount bracket thing goes in the back. How it's just two weld nuts together.
Oh, that should
Said.
be the remount.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a plate diff. Factory helical is nice but not the most ideal for my race car. I think they were in the probe.
I haven't heard of the probe having one. The only like factory G diff I recall is the Mazda Speed Protege. That's 28. Are you running 28 spline or 26 spline stuff?
I might need the ratchet for this one. That one is not happy.
Slightly longer straight.
That's the one that goes straight through the case so the back end's open. Probably a little crusty. The one that goes inside the bell housing slightly.
Sure.
Art Racer said, Yo yo yo, dem LSD trannies?
No, not LSD. Even better. Well, one of them. This one is
Warily
6-speed.
said, Sorry protege, you're right. 26 spline currently if I recall correctly. Hell, I just had it out. I should remember.
Yeah, so the Protege, the Mazda Speed Protege factory LSD would be 28 spline. So you'd have to have 28 spline axle stuff. Yeah. To Kart Racer, yeah, we have a 6-speed G Series, stock cable shifted 5-speed, and a hydraulic.
Can you put a
5-speed.
hand on that fan? Start
Yeah.
rotating.
Taking a lot of torque. Ah. So you pop a big impact out if it needs to. My back popped on that one. Reverse torque wrench. Alright, I'm going to put the camera thing up there facing down. And it looks bright enough to me. Say, you can plug this guy in,
We
but
look overexposed anyways.
that's your white ass shirt.
I can swap shirts and put my coat back on.
Actually, if you took your shirt off, I think you just absorb all the light, like radar absorption.
You gotta pay if you want my shirt off. That show ain't free.
That's the patron. That's the patrons only stream. Members only. I do members only streams. But I think at this point is my mom, George, and one other person. I don't want to take this off, but I do need to move the camera.
I won't actually split it until you move the camera. Get the money shot on camera.
Oh, the money shot. Talking about take your shirt off. Talking about the money shot.
Then get you banned
We're
before you
I,
get
I,
money.
I didn't mark the stream as not for kids.
I probably shouldn't be using a regular hammer.
There it is. That's too
Right there. Yeah. That's the sound you want.
Yes.
Okay.
I heard that.
I did spring a link somewhere.
I like how there's so much delay. Like I can see a chat come in here, then you wait, then it pops up here, then you wait, then it reads.
Art Racer said, That's a Ford Festiva? Damn. I thought it was an F-Civic.
Nah. Yes, Festiva. Not the. That's the Festiva right there. That's JDMSTIVA V2. Check this beast out. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Wait till you guys see the engine. Hang on, I'll give you a little sneak. Little one of these way back there in the corner. Too far.
Oh,
If you come back on
I got you.
Saturday, you'll see a little bit more about this. But yeah, there's you go. There's a 480p preview.
Someone didn't post a link when they put their post on the page.
I don't. If you link to something that's not Facebook, it just buries it. It won't show it to anybody.
So if I put it in the
You can put a comment. Now that it's posted, you can, yeah. But yeah, no. So I used to do it that way. You get like you see it for admins. You can see the post reach. It would say like post reach 12.
Art Racer said, Put a K-swap in there. Hee hee.
Gross.
Absolutely not.
Are you trying to get banned?
Honda parts in my Mazda. You got peanut butter in my chocolate.
I mean, technically we're putting a Ford part in your Mazda, but that's already kind of the same thing anyway.
Nah, it doesn't say Ford anywhere on there. It doesn't say FOMOCO on this thing. It says.
It says it everywhere. The axle I just pulled out says FOMOCO.
I'm not using that axle. Everywhere else says there's a sticker that says Mazda, and everything else says G6, which is the Mazda designation. The Ford designation is like 9EZB something. So yeah, we're good. All right, I'm gonna move the camera so we have like a top-down view, so we can really get in here. So prepare for a bunch of
Acura
wobbles.
Sports said, The Kia Rio Trans is gear perfect for racing. I just wish we had an option for LSD.
Yeah, not much development for especially for the Rio. The Rio has a pretty unique diff.
I mean, the Lincoln Locker is pretty easy to install. It's available.
For
Weld your diff.
okay, there actually was a Lincoln Locker for GM rear ends.
They actually called it that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think a welded diff in Rio would not last very long.
I mean, it'll last the rest of its life.
That's true. guaranteed to last the life of the diff. Alright, we're gonna lose footage here.
I'm going to play with diffs this winter for Rio Trans.
Some hybrid stuff. Alright, we're gonna lose the camera because I gotta plug in the extension cable. Oh, we're gonna lose audio too. So nobody talk for the next 4. What?
Said, camera is not working.
Oh. You unplugged it not too long after you said that, and maybe it didn't get caught in the tree? No, there's no way. What am I doing? You're gonna strap that to one of the risers for the rafter that actually that's under your
Motor Sports said, Doug, let me know if you find something. I have been looking at a lot of part number trying to figure something. Wearily said, your camera is off. Dragon Healer said, lost video.
Shut up. No, I'm not going to say anything because they're obviously just mean, especially with, Florida man saying it.
Alright, I don't know if you jokers have ears full of peanut butter, but I said the camera's gonna be off for about 4 minutes because we gotta reposition it so you guys can see what we're actually doing here.
Said, I almost feel bad commenting because it stops progress.
Well,
Wearily said, Steven, say something sexy.
you guys, only if you become a member. You pay $1.99. You get to spam the chat with Maverick emojis, and then Steven will wink at the camera. Definitely not against terms of service or anything.
You would know what the Maverick emoji is if you paid for premium.
Said, WTF is a Maverick emoji.
Maverick, my puppy dog. You guys know Maverick. Look at this. For $1.99 a month, you can spam the chat with all of these beautiful emoji. Or, for more than that a month, I don't remember the exact number, you get a discount from the Festiva store. Wow. Join today. Wow. Look at all these. Beautiful. Now listen to the computer, read them all out loud.
Industries said, underscore meta underscore JDM V2 underscore will underscore Maverick. Wearily said, oh. Wearily said, alright.
Yeah, become a member today. You'll be a member number, 3, I think. Totally worth it. Hey, look, a top-down view of these beautiful transmissions.
Now I can pull the top off.
Alright, it's not, that looks overexposed because the TV's got max brightness for me to see outside.
Oh.
That, they're actually seeing.
Oh shit!
Actually, not as bad as I thought it'd be. Like, that looks bad.
So
That's
here-
obviously where the water got in.
there's your reverse theory.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's actually not bad at all.
And again, we said the same thing about your trans.
You know, I don't know if my trans is actually bad. I just seen metal in it. And I didn't want to, you know, in good conscience, put it back together.
You have the 10 over there still? Take the bracket off. Oh, dude, this one's got like minty sensors still. Oh, tools in here. Milwaukee's repairing my baby impact driver. Very nice.
Oh. It just.
Oh my god, we forgot to take the D10s out.
I took it out so perfectly, it just stayed up there.
You think, wait, the rest of them are out?
I didn't take any of them out. I took the bolts out for him.
I'll get the magnet.
I
We
almost
don't want to lose these.
Ooh, your diff bearings are kind of gross though.
Yeah, I saw that. That's where it's exposed. That's like right where that's the only place the water would get again. And right here, it looks a little milky. So it looks like it had a little water maybe sitting in it.
Mm. Oh, all the balls are probably in here at this point still.
I'll leave them in there.
Oh wait, let me see that.
Nice.
I don't even think that's from here because I don't think any of our springs are painted.
Well, they probably this is your first time taking apart the.
Well, I do love.
There's corn.
Exactly.
Oh, you know this transmission was sitting outside Illinois because there's literally corn in the transmission.
It's more impressive it made it all the way in there though.
Corn. Literally just corn.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's where the water was. I'll go.
It's so bad.
Trash can. Okay, let me use rag.
Grab a pair of vice grips. We got that one pin that's a pain in the ass to get out.
Small ones.
Small ones are perfect. It's a small pin. I'll try grabbing it with pliers, but I don't.
Oh, dude, the iron plates are so thick on this one. It was like textured at first, like actual huge ridges of texture.
You should really grab or buy a slide hammer attachment for pulling pins.
Actually, I need to make a new shelf. I've gotten so many specialized tools now. I'm out of space on the special tool shelf. There you go.
Oh, I think those are the same crappy ones that we barely got out with last
There's
time.
another set behind you somewhere on that desk because I was trying to get the studs out with the other day. Yep, there they are.
Said, how do I get the dimmed Maverick? I'm not seeing the join button. Take my $2, damn it.
I actually don't know where the button is because I can't become a member of my own channel.
It's usually right next to the subscribe button.
Yeah, so if you go to my channel, somewhere there should be a button by subscribe that says become a membership, and that's how you do it.
Or if you go in like the description of this video, they usually will be in there somewhere
Yeah,
too.
if I open my own incognito tab, then I can do it.
God, I hate that pin with a passion. Oh, almost got it. Ah. Blind roll pin should be illegal.
Oh yeah, prepare for major inception. Whoa. Yep, great, looking great, looking great. Okay, so when you're on my channel homepage, by the subscribe button, there's a new button that says join right there. I don't know if my mouse is showing up on the stream or not, but okay, yeah. Right next to the join, right next to subscribe is the join button. That's how you run membership. Join membership. And then you can have an emoji. Hooray!
Oh, I can buy the grab wood pliers now. The ball's for that missing too. I called it though.
Ring.
No.
What's that?
That's the plug for the external part of the transmission. It seals the
Said. Alright, it's missing on mobile. Guess I'll get up and move to my PC.
Really? That's weird.
keep it playing on your phone though. Extra watch hours.
Yeah, it's all about those watch hours. Actually, how many people are in here? Because I thought for sure I'll start the stream at midnight. It's like nobody's gonna join. It's already like 10:30. And I looked. It's just dark. It's 7:30.
It's also a Friday. So
Yeah, Friday night, y'all. Holy cow! I have more viewers right now than I ever have.
How many was
There are
there?
15 of you in here.
Oh yeah.
Good grief! Welcome.
It's because I'm here.
Yeah, dude. Oh, y'all missed it. Steven winked really good just then. Just off screen. Damn. Oh. I thought that was the walls.
Oh, that's probably another piece of corn.
It's from that stupid tree out there.
I need a flathead, ideally.
Like a thick boy?
It can be a small one. It's loose.
Oh, okay.
Said. More viewers.
Try to just push. See how I'm kind of
Literally.
pushing it out.
Said.
Just enough for me to grab
One
the
of
pliers.
us. One of us.
Now your shift boy comes out.
I believe this is part that needs modification to help it shift into 6th. If I remember correctly. We can compare that guy's pictures in a second.
Okay. Well, now we can just grab this entire gear set and lift it right out. We need 2 pans per transmission.
I don't have that.
I'll grab one of these behind me.
I've got cardboard boxes.
These can probably go in the cardboard box because there's not much actual fluid on
Yeah,
them.
okay.
Where's your tags at? We should probably tag these so they don't get mixed up.
Good idea.
I mean, it should be pretty obvious. Every transmission has a different shaft length, so. You got
Well,
the smallest.
If all the old
They're all different diff ratios.
right.
So is the output splines.
part of it's possible because that's how
Well, you can change the entire output shaft because it's all the same gear ratios.
we should go on the forum because that's how Chris Cressy did his. Chris did the KL swap. But the KL obviously is 28 spline diff, so Chris put that stuff into a KL case.
Could you just swap out the actual spiders themselves? Are they different sizes?
We're gonna find out. Now I kind of wish I'd saved the other spiders because all of the ones in that one I don't want to mess up too much since it's already shimmed and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the shim selector.
Actually, no, we couldn't swap out just spiders because the actual hole itself is a different size.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I couldn't shove it in at all.
Yep. I was giving you a rad, right?
Yeah. You could always go like full bore and just swap out the ring gear. That would be the easiest solution.
Is it the easiest?
If you can't use this output shaft with the smaller diff, then yeah,
Let's start with that.
that's pretty much the only solution.
Let's start with that.
That means we need to tear apart the...
Yeah.
Let's save the 6... Oh, there's more corn.
I can see it, like a few pieces in there. It's
So
not
much
so bad
corn.
in there.
Yeah, it's really not... I mean, it's dirty as hell considering there's no, like, combustion, so there should be no carbon or anything in there. Just dirt.
I didn't pay attention to the other one, but remember when I shattered my E-Series shift gate?
Mm-hmm.
This one is not. It's it's embossed. It's not hollow.
Really?
You remember the E-Series was hollow, right?
That one's not... That one's hollow. That G-Series.
Is it?
So the big G must be...
Yes, that's
embossed.
yeah, they embossed it instead of just making a gap.
That's gonna make it a little harder to modify the shift gate.
Just some dremel.
Well, I think we're down far enough we would see it.
57 HDH said, PPPOOPOO.
Dude, I felt so good yesterday, day before, because I've been trying to see if the beard will grow in.
Mhm.
Shell suggested that this stuff just stay,
Mhm.
trim it up here.
Yeah.
And nobody said a word about it. And then yesterday on stream, Harrison said, "Beard growth looking good."
Hell yeah.
He's like, "You trying to compete with me?" I was like, "No, but thank you."
Oh, you can't compete
Noticing.
with Redbeard.
I know.
I can't even compete.
But still, the fact that he noticed on a 1080p stream from a distance blew my mind. Only person to say anything to.
Okay, so I need 2. Actually, just 1 will work because it's all going in the same box. Why didn't
57 HDH said, Steven, are you going to be ready for 2025 B3 challenge?
I don't even have a running Festiva right now, so no, probably
Wow.
not.
Womp, womp, womp.
Although I am importing another B3 and head, possibly. We don't know. The website's kind of iffy.
Just run mine for now. I'm not going to do anything with it.
I'll just use my brand new valves and actually fix mine. That's the only thing wrong with it.
This says G560-F.
I actually don't have a single B3 block at my house, so
You should borrow one.
I could do what Steve Johnson did and just put
Oh no, my spiders are slipping.
put my B3 head on a B6 block and call it a B3.
Womp, womp, womp. Isn't that one of the rules? Isn't
Oh no, he did that. He did backwards. The B3 block,
yeah.
but everything else wasn't
Also, I think the
B3.
B3 challenge has that stipulation somewhere, doesn't it?
I don't know. It's been so long since we made the rules. Where's that marker?
Said, how long have you been running in the Festiva rally?
We started that 3 years ago.
Like the Ohio Steva one, or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was basically just bangers in Tom's backyard. We just drove around the yard for a bit. Then we thought we should do this with more of them. And then we thought we should do this at Ohio Steva. And then it kind of came a yearly event after that. Otherwise, those cars were going to be toast.
If you haven't been out there, you need to be there. It's the funnest thing ever. Because you can just thrash the cars as hard as you want and no one cares. They prefer you thrash them. My car is one of the only ones that hasn't completely died yet.
57 HDH said, I was mentioned. Wearily said, yeah, that's my issue. I keep swapping things, uneasy face. Haven't had a B3 since I blew the Teal's engine from at Festiva.
That's a while. Oh, and a big giant hole is all the way through the stiff.
Okay, so our naming is the same. What did you name that?
FSDE Big G.
Okay, I just put Big G gear set. I guess 5-speed would help since this is also a Big G. So let me put a 5 on here. I'll put G5 on the top corner.
Big G.
Said, Ohio Festiva is 5/5 car meet.
5/5. Thank you, Google. Yes, definitely one of the Festiva meets of all time.
It's honestly my favorite out of all of them. Not just because it's the closest. Oh Jesus! Yeah, these are too heavy. They have to go in a cardboard box. I don't think your Dallas Flip pans are gonna survive.
Yeah, perfect, right there.
Just on top of everything else.
Yep.
Okay, we can probably get this bottom half out of here then.
I'll put it with the other transmission. Label it too, just so lose track. I'll give it to you because my right hand's covered in garbage. Honestly, not nearly as much water in here as I was expecting.
That should be descriptive enough. I guess I can get this other one. Rip my
Said, getting slammed off at old slushies with Tommy and balancing tires at 2 a.m. is going to be a core memory for me.
That picture of Louie drinking a tall boy holding the Barbie umbrella out in the rain next to Dave's broken ass shit was top tier. We should put these back together when we're done, by the way. Oh, G560. G560.
I can't, well, put it back all but one. That one can stay apart.
Right. But yeah, storing transmissions in pieces is way harder than storing a whole transmission. That's the step we always forget, and that's how my guy did it like this. Oh, stay, spider.
We will keep those out just because we kind of need those out.
Right. Alright. This nasty ride.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of clutch bits in there. But the clutch was completely fine, so I think someone replaced the clutch and just didn't clean it out, like, at all.
I mean, most shops wouldn't. It's extra work.
No, there's chunks in there, like, the old clutch exploded, and they just left it in there. To be fair, brake clean is expensive.
Said, the hot dog airbag disaster though.
Disaster, I don't know. Situation for sure.
It was definitely a situation. Oh, lift it again. There. Now you should be able to slide it a little easier.
Oh, and look at me thinking ahead, taking the stud out for the stabilizer bar.
Do you take it out or did it just come out because the nut seizes on it all?
I probably took it out so it'd store on its face. Because putting G's on their face and having it just wobble on that stud is really annoying. Okay, do you have side cuts up here?
You probably need a chrome socket for that one.
Is it 27 still?
I don't know. It's not none of these.
Not none of these. Thank you.
English good.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, you have to use a chrome socket.
Well, it's like, this is a 1. It's not metric, but it's like an exact fit. Oh, Lord. So much for the white shirt.
The fuck it is. I'm still clean. I didn't get my shirt at all. That's a bad idea. That's a
mesh.
scam.
Mesh that shit. Easy peasy.
This one also? No.
Oh, do it.
Healer.
Oh,
Said,
now.
brake cleaner is so expensive now I use isopropyl in a spray bottle.
Yeah. I want to get a Chinese.
I need even bigger than this.
You have it out already.
Oh, yeah, it's in front of me. Just be a baller and buy a 55-gallon drum of it. It's a lot cheaper that way.
The unit price is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, unit price is cheaper. Oh, here's our new pan. That's just such a weird gear. That has to be kind of a pain to machine.
I don't know what the process was to make it.
I don't think...
I want what they started with.
Surely it's not powderized. Like, it's...
Sintered? Yeah. It might be, but...
I don't think that... I mean, that's not a high-stress gear. But still. It's a weird shape. They definitely did CNC stuff back then. Not at production levels. This probably would have been all made on hand machines. Oh. You need this guy. That roll pin. With this hammer.
Oh, my tools.
And here's this. I think you need that more.
Said. Isopropyl, mineral spirit, and a Harbor Freight refillable compression bottle. Top tier.
Ooh.
Mineral spirits does work really.
The real pro tips are always in the comments.
Yeah, I feel like these don't have the
No
the
tang.
take up.
Oh, do you have the tang?
It's in the.
You should grab real quick. We should see if it's cross-compatible.
So it would be that one in your hand. That's 5th gear.
Okay.
Think, bro.
Put this one back on.
It physically fits on.
Right, but we'll fit with this in place.
Does that have the 2 little kick ups in it? Does not. Flip it over. No. So I guess the real question is. I'll pretend like that wasn't anything important because I don't know if it was or not. Luckily, that's the transmission that matters the least.
Wait, are these factory alignment marked? Go to the other side. There's a white paint marker on there.
They're not keyed.
Yeah, you see that mark on it?
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody has been here before.
They might have been. They might not have known that it doesn't matter.
It'd be cool if that trans actually has been rebuilt.
That might be why everything. Yeah, that locked in, no problem. So, as long as you have the selector, you can use the newer style. That has a weird design. That must be just to help it get into 5th gear. So, like, why would they update? Oh wait, those are 2 separate pieces. That's even weirder.
I can't even pop one out without taking out the ring, the split circlet.
Wait, does that one have this deep of a dish in it? No, not even close. Okay, so I wonder if this
Oh wait, does that have more offset on one side than the other though? The dish.
slight. Oh, yeah.
So
Said.
this one's even on both sides.
Even better would be add acetone. Mineral spirits, 50%, acetone, 30%, isopropyl alcohol, 20%.
Alright, you guys are like 4 clips away from getting me banned from YouTube for chemical warfare. What you should really do is mix a iron oxide with the aluminum flake and a magnesium igniter.
I hear bleach and ammonia is a pretty good mixture too. It's only good for a couple minutes though. Then it gets pretty bad.
Really effective toilet cleaner.
Cleaned everything. Even your spirit.
That'll be the last chemical you ever have to make.
Hard to beat.
Still looks pretty clean.
There's still a stock ATF in it. We're still
Said.
gonna replace it with ATF
Can't
again.
be dirty if it's liquid.
Nice. Alright, let's get the balls out.
I mean, that sounds like a premium spot right there.
Yeah, so we turn on the blur filter while I go finagle the
Here
balls.
you got all the balls on your side.
Alright.
Here's all the tools you need.
My fucking tools!
They're well lubricated.
I don't care about them. I want them clean.
Well, this is pretty clean fluid.
Honestly, that's probably how my other Milwaukee died. The switch color got full. LA is totally awesome. But I'll be damned if it doesn't clean Milwaukee tools off real good. I stopped spraying tool. Now it's like when the store during COVID, it's like, please spray the rag, don't spray the screen. As a note to the employees, it's the same deal for us. You should really not spray the tool. You should spray the rag.
Oh, this has a
Sticker.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no chance in hell we're gonna read it.
Nope.
I wonder if that's a G5. Oh wait, there's a couple letters.
Yep,
Said.
read it.
Tell me more about your clean lubricated balls.
Wait, that's G5 right there. You just barely see a G, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a 5.
I wonder if any of mine actually still have the logo. The other one that's covered in grease might have some one. The Texas one was pretty clean. It might have something.
This one's super clean on the inside for how gross it is. Yeah, you just wipe every semblance of letter away.
Aren't these different per spot?
Uh,
Oh no, it's too fat.
yeah, just lose your balls. They're gonna fall inside anyways.
They're going to if I don't get them out. If I get them out, they wouldn't fall in there. Would
Get
they?
them out, they might just fall anywhere.
Now they're magnetized.
I hate it when your shaft's too big.
It's just it's a tight hole.
Such a relatable problem.
Yeah, that's it.
These bolts weren't as clean as the FS.
One.
I wouldn't put those inside that bucket like we did the other ones. They're just not clean enough for internal parts.
Well, hang on. Well, we have top-down view, right? So you guys saw just now, I took this mount off back here. I'm going to go over here real quick. For a nice bit of kit coming to the store pretty soon.
He's even opening product for you guys.
Yeah, brand new. Fresh off the press. This is a custom rear G-Series swap mount kit. A bit of a chunk of rubber from the stock Festiva mount, and this fancy guy, a bit of welding, and you have yourself some custom G-Series rear mounts. Look at that. So you've got a Festiva in there. And, just a quick test here. It's like it's just barely, it's 3 over bent.
As it should be.
Look at that.
Oh, you should have had them keep the Festiva bits.
I was going to ask.
Because you can leave comments when you place an order.
Well, the comment, by the time I was ready to put the comment in, it wouldn't let me actually say. Dude, it's so cool. Actually, this one looks like it's touching the bolt a little bit.
I might just oversize the hole just a little
I
bit.
just want to take a clearance. But, no matter. It's pretty sick.
You could also just lose that bolt and it would still be no problem.
Did I have it on upside down? Oh, look at this side. I'm done. But I say, I thought these were ready to go. They are! Look at that. You just have to have it on the right way.
It makes making mounts so much easier.
That's so hot. So yeah, those are coming to the store pretty soon. After we discuss how they get used. Always wanted to do that. Alright, show and tell over. Extension off.
You're probably not getting that one, even with without the extension, because that's the only one that goes. It actually has stick out.
It's got its dick out.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm so sorry, fan sensor. The wire's already ripped off. It's not a big deal. I was like, it'll clear it, and then by the time the bolt came out, it started hitting it, and I just rammed it through.
The urge to just like go and take your finger out, for payback. For all the
revenge
times.
of multiple times of almost murdering your hand. Battery, show the battery in.
Yeah.
Boom.
That one's the cleanest one.
Well, this grandpa didn't sit exposed very long.
it's just your back corner one, and I should pop it. Those things minty inside. The magnet's barely dirty too. Relatively.
Yeah, not nearly as bad as the other one. Actually, on the other case, is there any sign of it getting new RTV? This one's got like the smallest bead.
What color is that?
Black.
Should be gray stock. Wonder if this one's been opened.
Nah, factory bearing's in here still.
I don't mean nothing. Now this one also had black.
Is it really thin?
Yeah. Definitely. Either they didn't clean off the stock stuff, or they did a really good job applying it.
This one has 5 followed by letter G on the diff.
Okay. That roll pin needs to come out, but that one's super easy. This roll pin needs to come out somewhere.
This
Or
one?
the
Yeah.
reverse, right there. I'm touching, maybe.
Here.
Yeah, that one's a pain
Yeah,
in
that
the
long
dick.
thin one. Yeah.
So grab it and just twist it back and forth until it starts moving. And then once it starts twisting, then you can slowly pull up as you twist. That seems to be the easiest way to get it out. Like I said, blind roll pin should be illegal.
Oh, I haven't even started twisting it yet. Squished it and that's it. Sheesh, it's smoking. It actually had a nice little stream of smoke coming off of it.
These synchros are super minty too. Maybe both transmissions have been opened. Like, look at the engagement edge for the teeth. They look brand new.
Said, have you thought about a rear-wheel drive Festiva?
Absolutely not. Completely ruins what makes the chassis fantastic.
It's just such a short wheelbase. It's just pointless.
And the weight balance gets all messed up, and the way the suspension is now makes a fantastic handling platform. Nah, that's silly. If you want rear-wheel drive in a B series, buy a Miata.
I still
Pick. I think I can pop this ball out before it becomes a disaster. Oh wait, this is one that's got a plug, right?
yeah. You just push that entire pin out, and the plug will just pop out. You can't really get the plug out from the outside easily.
All right. Pry bar.
I don't know, since you mentioned the Protege, I do kind of want to put the FS in their rear-wheel drive since I already have a rear-wheel drive transmission. I just need to find a Protege 5 that's, you know, basically free.
Let's get some other projects done first.
Or just sell them all and start over.
No way. For a rear-wheel drive Protege? No. Also, you won't be the first.
Well, I'm not really trying to be the first. I just want something fun.
Well, all that stuff you've done, you've been the first. Keep it up. There's actually, like, the fastest Protege is a rear-wheel drive drag racing Protege. Big tire drag racer.
Hmm.
Should I pull that pin all the way out?
Yeah. You need to pull the pin all the way out to get the reverse pull off.
Oh, yep, I see.
Well, once I get that trigger wheel made, that means the A5D swap will finally actually work. Hopefully.
Better. It worked better. It already works.
It doesn't work. I can't even move the car under its own power anymore.
Well, look, you could if you fixed the sensor.
I could put the Miata sensor back on.
Exactly.
I have like 15 of them now.
You will not be scorned again.
I always underestimate how hard it is to find stuff in the middle of Illinois. It's not the first time we've been burned by not finding parts.
Surely it was not easy to find shit when you were in Ohio.
I mean, the junkyard I go to has like 4 Miatas right now. So, I probably could have found the sensor.
There's no way they have engine to be still. No way somebody's scrapping out of an engine.
That one BP one did.
Alright.
Once
That's
you
it
get
for the stack, right?
Yeah, once you get that out, you can lift the entire
Take
stack.
this off just to clear it.
If you want, you can go around it. Like, it will just slightly.
Well, yeah, let's pop it out and make it easy because we want to see that set fits this diff. So I guess 10. All you do, you're cleaner than I am.
Don't lose those because those are the weird.
Oh, I had the trans I drained earlier, the E series. The vent was working because I unplugged the plug. You actually hear it go through the top. But, oh hey, when they're not plugged, they actually do something. Oh yeah, those are special bolts. The metal cell tapping.
Yeah, the ones that we accidentally shoved regular ass 10 mil bolts in.
Yep.
On my trans.
That's where your milk came from.
Yep. Might actually be. Oh wait, no, shifter.
Yeah.
I already took the thing off, so you can just push it out now. The shaft. The shaft's spring loaded, so just kind of rotate a little bit.
Already freed?
Yep. Once it's freed, then you can just grab a pry bar and or a very thick pinky finger. And then once it starts coming out, you can grab it with pliers, and then they'll come right out. Do you take reverse gear out? Just pull this straight up, and then reverse pops out. And then take the reverse arm off if you haven't already. Do you take that pin out completely?
Yeah.
Okay, that bar should just pretty much fall out then.
It's not retained. No.
That bar shouldn't have came out as easily as it did, but also that second gear stack will fall. The only thing holding it is the shift fork. Okay, so they must have had problems with reverse gear. The paw slipping and breaking. They let swap to a wraparound style.
Oh wow. Beefy.
Everything else is the same. It just wraps around now. Oh, well, you pulled it off with the sensor in there.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Supposed to take it out,
All my ships.
but... Okay. Grab the marker, which ain't gonna mark on Whiteley steel, and then count how many teeth this gear has. Or we can just try it. You know, try putting the diffs together.
Yeah, just try it.
We need this one. That's a very good sign. That means they kept the same or compatible ratios between.
What are we hitting?
Oh wait, the big G that might actually end up being an issue. I think it's wider.
It looks like it.
So it might be hitting. Actually, that's a good question. What is it hitting? Go ahead and pull it out. Oh. I'm sure the other G has this in it. It sounds like... Now, it wouldn't make sense for it to be hitting anything. Wait, is... Okay, no sound with that. That is definitely wider, though. Give me... Okay, whatever.
Said, "Is there a way to tune the speedometer for larger tires?"
Yes, but
kinda, yeah.
it's not easy.
And there's not a ton of adjustment range.
There's a lot of adjustment range.
The factory one has like that little tiny spring tensioner.
It has two. There's two tensioners.
Oh, the one that's easy to get to.
One's
has
for
like a
rate and
5%.
one's for total range.
The best thing to do is just to run the right size
there we
tire.
Okay. So what we need to do is see if the difference between here and the bottom of this gear is different.
Put it on the table.
It definitely looks like it. Okay, so that might end up being an issue because you're losing a good quarter of your teeth engagement between all gears. Wait, no. It should be fine because all the other... This is this one, small one.
Burr said, "But that is boring."
No, the right size tires look the best and run great and keep your ratios much nicer.
No, wait, this one has to go on first. Okay, so tooth engagement's not a problem because with this shaft is meant for that extra height. As long as you use both big
sure.
pieces.
Sure. Well, plus whatever's hitting. Gotta figure out what's smacking something.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, you count the teeth on that one, I'll count the teeth on this one. It should be the same since it meshes. Or compatible.
I'll take that marker.
It actually did mark on it pretty okay. I got 19. I think it's just the bearing. Pull this bearing. Paint that should just slide out. If you lift up on this, it might pull the bearing out with it. I'll grab the bearing from this case. No, I won't because you have this half of the case over there somewhere. There it goes. They might be slightly different bearings or something. Different manufacturers, the angle might be slightly different or something silly.
Should all be in TN, but
I was gonna smack it in. We need to get it back out, so I won't do that. Come on. It's like hopping from a line to go screw yourself. There we go. Come on. Yep. Let's put one of those little things back in there so we can easily pull it back out.
yeah.
Koyo. So stock bearing.
This is Nachi.
Okay. Oh, wait, I had the big one. A little
It's a
better.
little noise, but yeah, definitely better.
This also came from a corn transmission, so now it's.
Well, I count 20 teeth though, so.
Which doesn't necessarily mean this one's incompatible with it.
Well, it's maybe the one up ratio. Okay, so does the big diff fit in this case?
I think so. The diff itself looks identical. I think the
So
only
we
difference
might be able to swap just the ring gear.
might not even have to swap just the ring. Oh yeah, actually with the swapping the ring gear give you the wider.
That's what I meant, yeah. Oh, is it wider?
It's yes. Like how?
Pull it up.
Why don't you
Pull the
mesh?
diff up and try to drop it at the same time.
There we go. Okay.
Same number of volts. Spacing looks different though.
Got 10.
Same.
Yeah, the center machine board looks smaller than that. Could just be my eyes though.
I've got a shitty pair of calipers.
Well, either way, this diff is the same as this diff in terms of ratio, right?
Ratio might be slightly different, but same size. 28 spline.
Well, the ratio is what matters. If it's the same ratio, that means we can almost guarantee this shaft will work with a small diff.
How so?
Because this big diff shaft works with the small diff. So,
Sorta. It gets close, but I think that one-off tooth thing might be it not quite being the same.
I mean, it meshes.
But how good? I mean,
No.
if we're off like a mil, then you're losing all that contact patch. It's a good way to blow something up under power. Yeah, free like with no pressure on it in freehand. Yeah, but when we start trying to put 200 horsepower, what was I getting again?
Calipers.
Yes. Shippers. I know there's some way to do it because Chris did it.
God, these are so crunchy.
Yep, they're all plastic. They were $2. They didn't include battery. Don't do that. They'll lose tracking.
Housekeeping. I mean, it lost 5 millimeters the first time. Alright. So just roughly center point to center point.
Just go to the cast section.
What that?
Yeah.
I know they're not accurate, but that's 106 on the dot. As is it. So back to the important part, the stud. God, they're so hard to move.
Go to edge, not center to center. No.
What do you mean no?
Inside edge to outside edge of the circle is the same
That?
as center to center.
Like that?
Yeah, so the outside edge of that bolt and this outside edge is equal to center. You're measuring circles.
127 exact, that's convenient. I'm gonna say yeah, they're pretty much the same. I mean, a little bit of wiggle room, but these are also very, very shitty calipers. Also, these studs are slightly smaller than these. Like,
We should go read Chris's forum post and see what he did to swap diffs.
they're actually like quite a bit different. That's 18 and these are 20. But yeah, I think they're the... Well, yeah, it has to work because they did it for the KL swap stuff. Or, since you had to swap diffs for, what am I thinking? I need more caffeine. Who... Do you have to do a diff swap to use a Festiva or a KL swap?
Chris, yeah,
Festiva,
yeah. And Chris did a write-up for that. So somehow it's possible. But he was also using the KL case.
Which means we need to pull this apart to see if these gears fit inside the old case. Which I think they will.
They should, because they fit in this case.
Because all this extra bit right here is just for... Because the shift bar goes straight down. But since this
The
fits
real
in-
question is, we know that that gear set will fit because that gear set fits that trans,
Mhm.
and that gear set is sitting right here right now.
Yeah.
The real question is, can we get the diff to work so that we can do all this but still have 26 spline axles?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It should just be a ring gear swap.
As long as it's actually true. Let's take that back out and flip it and see what the bolts look like.
Bolts.
The studs,
No.
the ring gear studs.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're gonna have to use super flat. Wait, Joe did this.
What's that one? Is that one also just press pins?
Yeah, they're just pressed.
Does the carrier look the same? The other side, the actual carrier.
Yeah, in terms of, I mean, the big diff is slightly bigger,
The
but
big one's machined.
Oh, yeah, the
that one's
round-
pure cast, yeah.
yeah. But that's not gonna strengthen it. If anything, that's gonna weaken it.
Right, it's a different process.
But it is slightly bigger too, which makes sense because the spiders are slightly bigger.
They are physically bigger?
Yeah, if you just, at least it looks like it.
That's what I'm wondering. Maybe it's just a spider swap. That would be
Well, you can't spider swap because, well, you could if you made shims, because the actual hole itself is bigger because it has a physically bigger axle.
How much bigger is it?
Significantly.
Here it looks very close.
I mean, considering I could.
Oh, I think this is the same. See how it's got that step?
Mm-hmm.
I think the step is. Yeah,
Step
the
is
step's big.
not as big on this
Right.
because the
But
hole's.
I was looking at this. Like, it looks the same from here.
I'm saying it. You could probably just do a spider swap and make axle shims to take up that extra little bit of room.
I don't want to do that.
Exactly, but just diff swap it. They make fancy, thin bolts.
Right. They make the because you have to be able to do that for the. I think the impact you
Mhm.
ring swap. I don't think it comes with it.
And then,
The speedometer drive gear is the same.
yeah, same color.
Same
It probably
size.
is the same because most of the difference is actually in the speedo itself.
Right.
That's why the speedos are tunable. But yeah, look, it's stamped steel,
Yeah.
which that would make it easier for us to modify. Actually, no, I kind of like the other one better. It'd be stronger because if we cut out the side for this to make reverse, it's gonna weaken like all hell. We're gonna somehow weld out further. And
Does the other one have 3 bolts?
That's on that half. Yeah. No.
No.
Oh, it just use the third bolt's just an alignment pin. It looks like or something. The third bolt would be right here. Looks like it just has a piece of metal going into it. The alignment. It's just they saved the extra penny on the bolt. It's gross inside.
Unicorn and Buford. That's it. Put that in the F tub or the FS. And let's take that back out before getting mixed up.
Not that the Festiva needs it, but extra thick, ring gear.
Yeah, this might be doable.
I mean, you would end up with the. Wait. Yeah, you would end up with the crappy ratio for the.
Final drive ratio.
Yeah. Which kind of defeats the purpose of having a 6th gear other than just for the fun.
Well, there's never a point having the 6 gears because 6 gears always been the same as 5th.
I thought 6th gear and this is the 0.6 gear.
No, I'm saying I can put it on there.
Oh.
Right now it's a 0.717.
Oh.
Or. Oh wait, yeah, no, this one might be 0.68, but it's
Yeah.
still the same thing. It's just a diesel gear. It's not a better gear. It's not better than 5th. It's the same as 5th. So it's just more shifting for fun.
How is it the same as. Compared to the 5-speed, it's not the same as 5th.
It is.
How?
That is the 5th gear. 6th in this is
Oh,
the
you
5th
mean-
from a G5.
But yeah, they're reversed in position, but in terms of ratio wise.
No, it's the same. 6th gear ratio on this trans is the same as the 5th gear ratio on this trans. Every other gear changes except 6. 6 equals 5. Then on this trans, 1 through 5, completely different than this one's 1 through 4. Make it close ratio. It does not help on the highway, it's just a close ratio box.
But 6th gear in this and 5th gear in this are completely different ratios, though.
Currently, but only because this one happens to come with the 6.8. The other version of this trans from the Mazda 6 comes with the 717.
Okay, that's a difference. I'm talking about this transmission in particular that we're looking at.
I'm talking about if you were to put a diesel 5th in this one,
It would be
it would be the same as this 6th.
I'm not talking about put a diesel 5th in this. I'm confused what my actual point was at this point.
You said to have the wrong ratio defeats the purpose of the 6th gear. The point of the 6th gear was never better RPMs because it's the same as doing a diesel swap. The point is just more shifting for fun.
No, that was kind of my point, because if we can get the 6-speed without having to do the ring gear swap, then you actually would end up with pretty much a 5-speed with the diesel swap, but you have an extra gear for fun. So you get all the benefits if we didn't have the ring gear swap.
Yes, it would be a better ratio. I would prefer to have the better diff ratio, but it doesn't look like it's really possible. Unless there's something we're missing here with how this can be spaced out. The worst case scenario that's still like be guaranteed to work is to use a BPG.
Well, that's hydraulic then.
Right, so you have to do a conversion over to cable.
I mean, the Festiva store used to sell those conversions.
I know. The hard part is the cable. It's a modified Mustang clutch cable with a different end like stamped onto it.
Sounds like Festiva just needs to stay at 5-speed and someone just needs to buy the diesel gear.
I just wanted to shift more.
The Need for Speed vibes are strong.
Put the small diff back in it, and the 5-speed gears.
Actually, where's those really shitty calipers?
I think you had them last.
Yeah, I know I had them last. That's why I'm asking where they're at, because I had them last. Right there. Not even close to measuring it. I didn't think so. I want to see what the actual outside diameter was. No, we can do the math backwards with the... No, we can't. We need at least one size. Oh, we can measure the small one, and then we know the ratio, so couldn't we figure out the size of the big one from the small one?
You mean...
Like if we measure the small side and we know the gear ratio,
well,
we should be able to...
you need to know the total between the two. Why? What are you thinking?
Like if the difference is like less than a millimeter, just send it. Because you're not going to be putting too much...
I mean, that has to be what the ratio difference is. The difference final drive, it has to be just... Well...
I'm talking about like the distance between...
Hold on. So actually, what is the difference? How much different is the Protege final drive versus the Capri? Is it going to be that big of a deal?
I don't even think it's... Is it even different though?
It has to be, because it's 19 versus 20 teeth.
Well, I mean, depending on how many teeth this have, it still could be the same ratio.
I guess, yeah, if it's got smaller teeth. Let's check. Do you clean up to use a phone?
No.
Okay.
We need even more rags.
I love using a dusty keyboard all covered in oil. You get the slidey feeling with crunchy feelings. You have your marker there?
No. As for when, I don't know. I'm sure it's right in front of my face.
Find it. Oh, here it is. Looking god awful.
I mean, the teeth distances look identical.
Behind you somewhere is a notepad. Is that like right behind your elbow?
Right here looks like a good notepad.
Right behind your elbow?
Oh, possibly.
Here, I'll give it to you. I'll read you some specs. Alright, I'm going to give you all the gears plus the final drive. So this is G6.
Okay.
We go 3.45,
Okay.
1.84, 1.31, 1.03, 0.84, 0.68. Final is 4.388. Okay, P5. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, so P5 is 3.3, 1.84, 1.31, 0.97, 0.755. Then final is 3.85 or 4.105, depending on which source you check.
Okay.
How handy. I love having variables.
Second gear was the only one the same. Between the G6 and
P5.
yeah. Oh no, third gear was the same too.
Really?
Yeah, they're both 131.
I love this information that the website's kind of hard to load. Okay, here's the 3. If it's the same, so write it down. 3.3, 1.83, 1.23, 0.97, 0.795. Final, 3.85.
So it's the same as Protege. So it makes sense why it meshes.
Said, have you tried to turbo a V3?
Multiple times, don't do it.
Doesn't work. The 8-valve head just flows completely wrong for a turbo. You get massive lean spots. You will melt pistons every time. Unless you have the magic sauce. I'd go pick it up and show you the magic sauce, but it's too heavy for me to carry over here right now. Yeah, what was the optional one for the final? It said it could be 4.1?
Yeah, so you probably have
Alright.
3.85.
Well, let's just count teeth then. Fuck it. Are you sure yours is 20? You count twice?
I could be wrong, or you could have counted an extra tooth.
I counted mine twice. 19
I only
both
counted
times.
mine once. So,
Here.
I'm about to say, I lost the shaft.
It happened to get older. Alright.
See, I'm not stupid. Double count yours. Triple count yours.
Okay.
Did you mark your first tooth?
Yeah. That one, big black mark on top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. black mark.
If there's 20, that means the diameters have to be different.
Alright, well, fuck it. Let's do math then. Count the teeth on the big one.
Hypothetically, this should be, what, 1 or 2 teeth different? Something like that. I'm not sure what the math is. I'll just count.
If we're lucky, it'll be 20 times 3.85.
78,
And how many teeth was on your
19.
4.1?
That was an option.
4.105.
So the 4.1 diff meshes up to the 3.85,
Kind of.
kind of.
Okay. Do you still have that gear by speed calculator?
I mean, probably. If not, it's like
Alright, so what's my difference at 80?
your difference would be bigger since if we're using this diff. If this diff fits in this case, you're going to use this diff since it's already 28 spline. You have to use this diff since... Well, no, you don't. Yes, you do. Because that's a 4.3, so you can't use your regular Protege diff. Unless the V6 is a 3 point or 4.388. Bigger tires.
What?
Okay. These diffs don't matter at all. You have to use that diff in the G6.
Why?
Unless your KL transmission...
Oh
is
yeah,
a
the KL. I mean
4.3.
for this, the cable.
Oh.
I want to still do that if I can. That's why I was hopeful that the big diff was the same ratio as the Capri. And decided that it could be one or the other. Obviously we have the other, which is not great news. But if I have to use it and have that worst ratio, then I will.
You're talking about the 6-speed swap this.
Yeah.
Then you still have to use this diff no matter what. None of the final drives matches the G6. You have to use the G6 diff. Because that shaft's longer, so you can't swap the output shafts.
Well, unless that one gear is different or the same, right? Can't you put this gear on that shaft, or is that part of the shaft?
That gear is the shaft.
And this doesn't have the spot for the bearing.
That gear should be the shaft. I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I gotta look at the part numbers, but
I mean, if you really, really wanted it to work, you could make it work. You just have to have that gear machined off, then have the gear machined off of that, and then make it keyed instead of part of the shaft. Like, you could make it work.
could do custom axles.
Custom axles would help a lot of swaps, since, you know...
But I can't do custom axles because it's an IM shaft.
That's like the easiest part. Just
What,
use
the
a-
IM?
Yeah, you can still get Protege ones, at least overseas. And intermediate shafts. Use a 28 spline intermediate shaft, and then just, you know, the other axle, just get custom cups or something.
Yeah, custom cups, but the Protege intermediate shaft doesn't bolt to B6T. Get
Sure about that?
You just... Oh, I guess you checked it on the KL.
I only... You have to swap the ends. Also, I didn't check if the Protege one bolts up to a B series. Besides, it wouldn't be the first time we've made an adapter plate.
I want it to be on film. Just move that.
I'll go grab the FS one. Length is about the same. So I mean, if you already have a G series,
Tick longer.
if you already have a G series, you already have this anyways. Should have the intermediate shaft from the G series, and you just swap the ends.
Yeah, this is a G.
Yeah,
I am.
I mean, if you have to swap the def and use 28, you can just swap the G series out of the 28 line. That way it mounts up to a B series block.
Oh, well, I just use this one then since we have it. Assuming this section is swappable.
I don't see why not.
Because like the inner side being different for the two bearings.
The outside diameter of the bearing is probably the same. The inside's definitely probably different. The shaft diameter is slightly bigger, but I bet they use the same seal, so they'd probably keep the outside diameter of the bearing the same. I need more rings. I need this fluid off my hands.
Can I get you one? That's aggressive.
Especially since I have a bunch of cuts on my hand.
Yeah, might as well go back to the oven cleaner.
Yeah, when I was drilling out my mount.
You see those perfect striations? Hot step bit.
Hell yeah.
I had like the little one. I was like trying to do something with the vise, so I was tossing the crook of my arm to hold it, and the bit went kink, and I was like, ah! Took it off. By the time it started to heal, it's like perfect blisters all from each step of the step bit. Okay, so now I'm really curious what Chris did. Did he do the whole gear set?
He would have to swap the entire gear set.
Unless there's something on that you did on the internals that we just don't know about, that we're not tracking on.
Unless it's not part of the shaft net, it's just a gear, which I highly doubt.
Let's go look real quick. Now that your hands are clean, pop on the laptop real quick.
I think my phone would probably be quicker, honestly.
For the forums,
Oh wait, on your... My hands are clean, I can use your laptop. I didn't have the garage laptop.
and use the garage laptop. The garage laptop looks fine.
I mean, it was able to load a calculator on the internet.
It'll load this thing's got SSD, baby. Oh, right. It doesn't help that Chris happens to have the most posts on the forum record of like 17,000, I think.
Is the cable G the only small G we have?
Yeah.
That's annoying. Why someone should just make custom axles at this point. That would solve a lot of trans issues. Swapping issues.
Well, so you can use probably the cups from the outside. That's what Miles is working on. Miles did that Sonic swap, and the outside cups from the Sonic fit right onto Festiva axle. Because all the aftermarket ones use the same crap. Oh, I guess with the new form, it doesn't show like top posters anymore down here. Yeah, okay. So we just gotta search KLDE. Damn kid. $2016. Find all started topics. Keywords. Diff.
Oh, is he the type of person to spell a differential fully?
My KLZ Festiva Build thread. Get frick, nerds. I'm not searching internet. This is how I became who I am. 2009. Oh, I also just gotta go to like the default view somewhere. Yeah, latest activity. It shows it all backwards. We start with day 1. Oh, look at him doing exactly what we're doing right now, but no line. Hey, look at that.
It's almost like we were just comparing those.
You can see the probe ring gear thicker. It's not taller. It's only differential of the spline count. Yeah. It's thicker. Well, we also found a different ratio, but visually, yes. I put the 323 diff in the probe housing. It fits like it belongs. I'll use the 323 diff in the probe housing.
Is the Turbo 323 still in the same diff ratio as the Capri? I imagine so.
Yeah, it's the same setup. Same wheels and stuff. Same tire size. I mean. So what shaft did he use? I could probably text him, but I think he forgot by now. More differences in differentials. Diff pin, 1 centimeter thickness, spider gears. Because the size of the spider gears, which would play after the 323 gears, the probe diff. So next time we're swapping ring gears. The inside diameter are both the same. Hopefully they should interchange. The only thing that might stop it is the vertical hole spacing. It's great, this is exactly what we went through, but
Almost a decade ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago. There are kids driving now between the time he did this and we did this. So my transponder from X6 with final ratio 4.11, my 33 to 3.83, which are these differences. My V6 is actually 4.38. That sounds correct. The tooth count is 79 and 18.
So that's even more different.
He said the holes line up. Phantom grip LSD.
Oh, the cheap little clamp style ones
Yeah.
that literally do nothing.
That gives you more things to shoot from the case. Gear 6 progress. Got my bolts in for the ring gear. Installed them. I had 4 small welds. Blah blah blah. And you had to grind all the heads down to fit the gears. Okay, so what did we say the final ratio was on this?
4.388.
It's rough.
It is rough. And you literally have no choice.
Compared to 3.85? Yeah, so get your calculator out, see what the difference is at 80.
Significant. That's final drive, not, you know.
Tire size would be 21.1 OD.
You're going to be like 9,000 RPM at 80.
Well, 0.68 though.
I don't think that's helping you much at that point.
Can you imagine how fast first is going to be though?
You might as well start in second.
My 0 to 20 is gonna be so quick.
Oh, I'm gonna have to re-pull it up. It's for some reason my 200 tabs it closed. You visit this site often.
I know.
Say.
I know it's pipe dreaming, but
Okay, opinion.
there's also a chance that the MX-6 or the Mazda 6 has a different final ratio. Unlikely, but a chance.
Well, you can't really change the ratio because you can't get a different.
No, the G6 from the Mazda 6.
Oh, yeah, that might help because
There's a chance. I don't know if they made different ones.
you need the output shaft to change the thing, unless you do some crazy modding stuff. 21.15 something tire size.
Yeah.
Was it 1 or 5?
21.1.
And top gear would be 0.68. Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's actually not terrible. 3,800 RPM.
I was about to say, if it's 38, it's reasonable.
Well, technically, that's
I could do 80 to like 120 pulls.
That's
What's my top speed in an 8K?
Oh, let's see.
I want to say that I can do 150. Even if it actually
At
can.
8K, your engine can't really reach 8K.
Okay, fine. 72.
Although at 8K, your top speed is looking pretty good at 168. $151, so pretty much same as stock. I wouldn't really want to go any faster than that in a Festiva anyways.
No, I took Tommy's to 119 and I had enough. So.
They're small, so all the scary gets compacted. You know, going that fast.
Man, I don't know.
It's not
It would be so fun to do it, but it would be worthless in a track environment because, like, on autocross, I'd have to be shifting like all the way to fourth.
You'll be second to fourth, just no third, just skip from second to fourth. Well, actually, that's not bad because that's just straight up and down. No shit, no, it's
Yeah, it's U-shaped. 3-4 would be fine.
oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, it'd be. Well, actually, no, it might be 4 or 5.
No way in shit
No,
you're doing
I'm
fucking
sorry.
autocross.
Actually, no, 2, 3 is pretty far apart. You might be able to get away with what's 3? Let me type in. 1.31. Oh yeah, you're fine in third gear. Third gear at redline.
So what's top speed in first?
Third gear at redline at 7,200 redline
Yeah.
is 78 miles an hour.
78 in third?
And third,
That's not too far from the E-Series.
that's really not bad. Third gear is pretty tall compared to the Capri. Capri's, actually no, third gear is technically worse than the Capri. Somehow.
We'll define worse.
Shorter, taller, more turns per engine per tire. Unless I'm reading ratios backwards.
So like, yeah, an E tops out at like almost 80 in third. If you're pushing it.
Isn't an E like a 4 point something final? Or is it 3.7? I don't remember.
It has to be the lowest because of the smallest tires. So it's probably like 3.5, 3.6, something crazy.
First gear on this thing is super short though. It's the shortest of all of them at 3.5.
Yeah, I might actually have to like try to launch in second. What's top speed in second? Can I do a 0 to 60 pull in second?
Seconds, 1.85. Maybe. Seconds the same between that and the Protege. So close, 55. So you could literally just stay in second, launch in second, and stay in second. If you bump your...
So what's top in first? Because I think in Festiva it's like 28.
That's at 7,200 RPM though. If you bump it up to 75, which you might need valve springs, that's 58. So it's not quite 60.
Oh. This is a very threatening game to play just to get to 60.
Yeah, there's no way a B series without major mods is gonna get above 7,500.
So what's my top in first then? In Festiva it's like 28. If you shift it 32 in a Festiva from first to second, it gets a little angry.
Well, technically, you can take first from any of these transmissions and put it in that because it's still a G series. So you can make your own custom stack.
It's not that far off though. 3.4 versus 3.3.
That's a big difference when your final's 4.3.
So what's that then? What's the top of first for 13.3?
So that's what, 3.45. 31. That's at 7,500 RPM.
Okay, so about the same as E.
Is it really?
I don't think you can go much over 28 in first on Festiva, right?
Well, on B3 because it stops at 6,500.
Right. That's my point. That's what I'm used to, right? I mean,
Yeah.
all I have is E series Festivas. B6, B3, whatever, but still E series.
Oh, are you gonna have the balls to bring it to full red line of your own setting all the time?
In first? You know how I drive. The answer is
yeah.
certainly yes. I'd downshift into first at 25, much to Nate's displeasure.
You really shouldn't downshift in any transmission to first. Anyways,
I'd do it.
this transmission should be a lot stronger given the extra bearings and end plate. So you could go slightly bigger tire than 21 inch.
I could always do that. I just don't like to. But obviously I could run like a 205/50.
You're going for more performance for this, so you're not going to be balls to the ground.
I like stretching my tires though. Okay, hang on. Let me do that real quick. Let me see what 205/50/15 is. Those are pretty easy to get.
Because if you want to use the 6-speed stuff in the cable, you're going to have to swap ring gears. If you want to use it in your KL, you're going to have to swap everything over.
Right, that's fine. I don't really care about the ratios and shit in that. Whatever it is.
Your transmission's from a 96 MX6, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if AI.
The 205/50/15 is 23.1 inches. I'm guessing it's the 4.1.
Yeah. Well, that's also a forum post that said it.
It seems most likely because it should be the same as this, just with different bell housing.
Yeah, 4.105. So going from 4.105 to 4.3 is really not that big of a deal.
Not for that thing.
Yeah. But going from 3.85 to 4.3, that's a slightly bigger deal.
Even worse, because the Festiva is lower than that. The G is already not ideal.
So having the 6...
Yeah, let me see. What is the Festiva? Just to make our list complete, I'll pull up the E series. Alright, ready for some E information?
Oh, I think you got, literally a cut hair before I did. Sure.
3.45.
That's the same as this one.
1.94.
Hold on. I need to make my chart.
Okay. Oh, it's not that bad.
Seconds, 1.4.
1.94.
Okay.
1.26. Or sorry, 1.28.
I don't think the last 0.2 is going to make that big of a difference.
0.861. 0.692. And then 3.777. Well, that's a big difference actually with the G.
An extra half turn per revolution, give or take. Wait, no. Yeah. That's not that bad. I mean, it adds up when you're going, 100, but...
Right, but it's not awful. Not as bad as I was expecting.
Yeah, the 0.68 is gonna help since it's higher than 0.9 or 0.69, so it helps slightly.
Sucks that it's not like as Lego-y. It's crazy. Like for the S10, you can get anywhere from a 2.7 something all the way up to a 4.3.
It's just I'm gonna grab it with the rag because I'm.
Hey, yeah. So from Chris's information, you can swap the ring gears.
Yeah, there's absolutely no play. It has to be part of the shaft.
Oh, hang on. I have the parts diagram pulled up on my phone for the G6. That'll tell us part of the shaft.
'Cause there's ways to do it. It's just we need a lathe and a broaching machine. We can broach on a lathe, I think. Well, I've seen people attach, die grinders to lathe ends to use the, slide as a.
I don't want to custom shit like that. It's too much.
Is it though?
Yes.
Is it really? Look at what we're doing.
We're
like 90% of the way there.
This was seeing what was possible. Now we know.
No, we don't know what's possible. We know what's easy.
What's reasonable.
I mean, I'm sure there's nothing reasonable about putting a 6-speed in a Ford Festiva.
Yeah, I think that one's on the shaft.
And they ground the hell out of reverse and that. It does appear to be part of the shaft. Pull up the
Mazda 6 one?
Yeah. There's actually a Mazda 6 one on Marketplace that's broken.
Mm.
Or no, it wasn't Mazda 6. It might not even be the right transmission. I think it was a Mazda 3. It looked identical though.
There's a Mazda 3 one that also works. It's just hard to tell because Mazda 3 had like 4 options, only one of which is correct. Mazda 6 Touring.
Maybe it was a Mazda 6 that I seen.
MZR Dynamic Manual 6.
It's hard to tell, but I think I found one for $800 though.
Sounds about right.
But if it is, it has a different. It's a ball instead of a weird. I can't see the end cap, so it's hard to make sure. But it definitely has the right style bell housing, and it has the same 2-bolt flange for. It's on the other side for the shift linkage.
I have a turbo in the background. Somebody's having fun.
Oh yeah. That's the only picture they have though, and it's in the right year range. Pretty high mileage.
Works as it should.
Or best offer.
All the linkages, everything.
That's in Ohio.
Okay.
Wait, I think that's the same location as that broken. I wonder if dude just bought that broken one selling it as good. I think that's the same city as that broken one.
Same diff ratio though, 4.3. Except the worst 6 gear though, except 717 instead of the 6.8. The Mazda 3 might have the right one since it's got smaller tires. 2009 Mazda 3, 2.5, man 6. It's 2010 only. Nope, it became Sky Active. It's gotta be earlier. Like 08.
It's hard telling, but I think this one is. I found the post. I think it's different. Like the clutch pedal thing is in the same spot, but the end looks kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's Mazda Speed, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yep.
Okay, that's why.
Yes, it's the A series. 2003 Mazda 3 sedan, 2008 2.0 NZR, manual 6. Europe. Is it 2.0 the same as 2.5?
I have no clue.
Both the NZR. Okay, yeah, Mazda LF, NZR, Duratec 2.0. Doesn't matter. Same final drive. 4.3.
So you're just stuck with that final drive. It's not the end of the world. Just means it's not a cruiser, it's a racer.
No, it means it's just for fun, because those ratios are god awful for racing. Okay, I guess we'd leave the Festiva Build 5-speed for now. But we do need to get the case fixed up for the thing. Ugh, that also means pulling all the seals and stuff out.
Or just leaving them in, letting them bake, and then taking them out. But you need to pull bearings out, bare minimum. And hopefully this shaft comes out so I don't bake the bushings in it.
Let's do that then. Right? While we're here.
Yeah. We still somehow got 9 people.
Hello, viewers.
8 people because I'm technically
I'm
watching
watching
right
my app
now.
too. So.
7 people.
Oh, it spins. It's not like circlip or anything, right?
No. No, it's just like all the other ones. Just a loose fit.
So you pull on it. It's slight, just the most slight unevenness.
You could also
Oh.
shove a punch through the other side.
Yeah, my 2-finger method was getting at it for a second.
So that means we don't need to take apart the 6-speed for now. Until we're ready to actually start assembling your...
Right.
Which we could do that this weekend if you wanted, since I do have a pretty minty KL transmission.
No, I want to focus on V2. I'm doing this right now so that we can design the thing and get it tagged on.
But we don't even need this to design that. Just make it slightly longer than it needs to be. And then I can just cut it down the size before I weld it. Pretty much just the shape of the sensor with a hole and then extrude it. I mean, it's not a completely flat surface, so I'm gonna have to grind on it anyways to make it match up.
I mean, I just figured I made that part of the machine operation.
I mean, I guess if you take your 3D scanner and get a mesh of the surface, you can make it
I don't
absolutely.
even mesh. It's just round. You can approximate that angle.
Well, it has a radius, but also has a radius back.
Yeah, that we take that up with welding. If I've got the one radius, that should be enough to do the rest with the welds.
Well, you could also just
Or punch that one out. Last drain pan to actually drain this in.
and catch the rest of the balls.
I heard that. Should start machining new bushings. Delrin. Oh, hello. It's a pretty naughty little chunk. Okay. 10. Oh my goodness.
Well, it came out compared to most of them that break.
Yeah, but it's the piece that's bolted on is still pretty stuck to the shaft. Alright, set up the hammer now.
You know, without a transmission in the way, we got plenty of easy access to hit the back of it. Hearing protection sounds pretty good.
Huh, sounds pretty good.
I think it did move though.
What?
I said I think the shaft did move.
I keep walking by the trash can smelling cane sauce. There.
It could be keyed.
Oh, the bolt did. Otherwise, what's the point?
The bolt just keeps it in location up and down. Could drill a hole right there and then get a punch through it.
Should text Pierce, ask me how he got his out. Actually, see if I have it real quick.
It is keyed.
Well, I just want. Oh, that's where the bolt goes.
So yeah, the bolt just keeps it from up and down. Also,
That's like a removable key.
Mhm.
It's
Where the hell's the key? Oh, the pan. Yeah, pan. Right. Oh, balls. Shit.
About 90 degrees from.
That was close.
It's about 90 degrees from the bolt hole, so it's literally facing the transmission. Yeah, right there is the.
Okay, right.
Yeah, we just need to keep going straight out.
It was doing nothing though. There was like no movement.
Well, I was gonna pry in it while you hammered it. That way you have
Alright.
constant tension on it. I might want to grab the bigger pry bar.
The bigger hammer.
Um,
Yeah, let's try to trade some out.
I think we are going.
That's how it already was. That's just the natural. That's natural max, the natural min.
Now flip it over, see if there's any.
So the chances of this weld and it not just popping off.
I mean, I'm welding right here-ish. I can always just keep spraying it with water and keep it cold.
Just have an aquarium pump running all the Delaware part.
We could also just, design the bushings since everybody would need them.
Well, at this point, I can't even get it out. Forget the bushing. I can't even get this thing separated. It's starting to smash this tube. I already hit it once pretty bad. Let's try it on the broken one. We're not breaking anything important. Put it on the ground for a second. Bolt's already out.
I believe I might have already tried.
Yeah.
You got any lubricant spray?
Yeah. I got heat too.
Maybe as an experiment, see how much heat we get with the bushing start to melt.
I'd be curious what the surface tension says about it.
Probably just says don't. Just try to heat up the cast part only.
was that the key, right?
I know. I was hitting it back to get any preload off the key.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's been constantly forced the one way.
Take a hair off.
I'm not hitting that hard.
That's it's gotta be hot. There it is. Good old heat. This shit only
That's a
works.
seal.
This shit only works when you're here, by the way. I tried to do that on my own. This would have caught fire for sure, and nothing would have worked. Oh, great. Another thing I got a source. Thanks. Thanks, Monster. Everything still intact?
Why not just get bronze bushings for these? Like some oil bushings or something? That'd be easier to source than a plastic bit because you can just machine them in like 2 seconds.
You'd machine Delrin the ones the same way.
But Delwyn melts when you try to get it back out.
You didn't intact though.
Relatively.
Oh wait. That one shattered.
I think that was already shattered though.
I didn't have any crayons, so I had these fancy balls.
I don't want to pry in the lip because we need that lip to measure with.
I'm guessing up and lower the same. Wait, really?
Nope, it
Yeah.
definitely comes out this way.
Yeah.
I need something to actually hit it with.
Probably a socket and extension.
Yeah. Or just one of the sockets. Just something I can catch the edge with.
Yeah. Nailed it.
The bottom one is different.
It's long.
Longer. But that'll work.
These aren't very precise instruments anyway. Look at how deformed it is.
There we go. I got it out. You didn't need these bits, right?
Wow, your eyes out. Yeah, these are just hard plastic. I have rubber.
Oh wait, that one has an end cap on it, so
Yeah.
we've done something no man's done before. Got a shaft out in one piece. Without completely fucking the bushing. I thought you said they got that out when they broke everything.
The trans was broken. I said, can I have just the accessories off it that get rusty? And he said, I'll try. And he said, I got it out. It wasn't easy. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll get it on mine then. And I want to go change it out on that one. I was like, oh hell no. That ain't happening. Ooh, look, now I can oil it up.
Yeah, I got a super.
Alright, so we'll go for 2 then?
Got more Scentsy wax.
Yeah, the house. There's still a bit left in that cube, wasn't there?
No, I used the entire cube.
No, it's here. You think the wax was the key?
I don't know. Some boomer magic. It seemed to work.
That being said, the case didn't get too hot. I wonder how
Yeah,
bad the welding's actually going to be for those bushings.
a lot. Like heat spreads really quickly in aluminum, and that's a lot of heat pumping into it. Because I have to preheat it before I can even weld it.
Right,
It's
pop the shit out.
I want to see if I can just find the standard bushing real quick. took the hammer with you?
Oh, wrong stuff too. Something's held down. Hold it there. We're in steel toes, right?
Yep. Was it even moving?
Yeah, yeah.
It just face it straight down. Just straight up step out.
Yeah, just gotta push it. Oh, that angle looks weird.
Huh.
Alright, oh shit, I thought that was a chunk of the case.
No? Well, a little RTD will fix that.
Ah! Damn it. Steven.
I mean, after you hit one good time and then got that big one, I figured, you know, you had plans.
I didn't know I was hitting it.
that's,
Fuck.
that's fine. It's on the top of the transmission too, so it's less of a, you know, issue.
Yeah, RC will take up that cap.
Grab a good flat file though.
I think it's the top of that box.
I don't mean now, I mean like later when we actually start reassembling it.
I'm already here. It's not there. Alright.
We're probably gonna actually reassemble them tomorrow because it's only 10 o'clock or 11. It feels so much later. The hell.
Yeah, we come out tomorrow?
Tomorrow's technically just about now, I guess.
Yeah, but what about it?
Assemble the transmissions tomorrow. I'll come over early-ish.
What about the transmissions? Sorry.
You want to reassemble these, right?
Just do the one, yeah.
Oh, finding bushings isn't hard, but finding people that actually put the damn specifications with
Yes,
the bushings.
for real. Aren't you excited for me to blow up my first G and do this all over again?
What a fucker. I hate terrible websites.
Yeah, I think those hits aren't going to be too bad. You can navigate around them just right and not actually hit anything important. Shit, might as well just take on a better trans mount. Yeah, this bushing like equally as cracked. Ooh, that heat takes off the oil pretty nice. Turns out raw flame and wax actually just like I can wipe the oil right off. Beautiful.
So you can get that bottom bushing for just about $4 a piece. The top one seems to be a little more custom, unfortunately.
Really? I don't know, the bottom one was the custom one.
Well, the new one wouldn't have the enclosed bottom,
Oh, sure.
because that's definitely custom. The top one's a weird size, though.
By the way, that bar is still quite hot.
I'll send you a link to the page where I found that one. $4 still seems kind of expensive for a plastic bushing.
Alright, so you're so good for like till midnight?
Yeah.
Okay. Or later? Because I have all night. I think we should take a break though. I could use a snack.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
A break, we'll come back out and actually clean up the table this time. So that's not me coming in tomorrow and trying to do so. And then we can hunt for bushings. But I think I will call it for this stream because we did it. Alright, well, there's the stream, folks. I'm going to look at the right my neck, look at the camera. Thank you all so much for joining us today on this journey of learning. Tomorrow, well, tonight, I'll turn the stream off, we'll clean up our mess. But tomorrow, the camera will be 4K. We're doing a 4K upgrade tomorrow. And we'll be working on V2 itself, getting the rest of the engine bay prepped so that we can strip the bay entirely and look at the potential of doing some shaved engine bay work, harness tucks, new fuse boxes, and a lot of wiring. So join us tomorrow, learn more about the project, some of the lofty goals we have. Until then, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you next time. Now's a chance to wing at the camera, Mickey. Actually, for the camera, so you don't look like Mickey Mouse, you look like RoboCop.